So today I'm doing part one of brew your own spirits, whether it be rum, bourbon, vodka, or whatever your preference is. So we're starting off with the most basic thing, which is what kind of still do you want to buy? So there's a couple of things you need to buy, and obviously the big one is a still. Now, I have no affiliation to Kegland or any other people I show you on this video, so I don't get anything from them. I don't want anything from them. So on the screen, you're looking at a pot still. So you can see 338 bucks, so not a massive outlay, considering each brew's probably going to make you about 200 bucks equivalent worth of commercial alcohol. I'd actually say it's 400 bucks because it's twice the quality of the commercial shit. So a pot still, like the one we're looking at, you can see the top up here. It's quite short and stocky. So a reflux still goes up higher. Pot still is very basic. So pot still just collects and condensates the alcohol vapor that's in the boiler coming from the mash. Now, it will result in about 40 to 60 purity and plenty of flavour. So the whole idea of a pot still is getting more flavour. So if you make a mash that's full of barleys and all sorts of stuff, corn and whatever you choose, you can put nearly anything in a still that's got some sugar in it and whatever, and it'll make alcohol. So some people want to keep that flavour. So if you were really good at making spirits and brewing, that kind of thing, a pot still is probably better because you can play around with it a little bit more. You can add more flavour. When a reflux still, which I'll just show you a picture of. So that's a reflux still. You can see the taller top piece here, water going in there and going out there. So that keeps it cooler. So differences between the pot still is the reflux. In a pot still, I should add that you've got to basically take cuts. So there's heads, tails, that kind of thing, and hearts. And hearts is the best bit. It's like the middle part of the brew. It just tastes better. It smells better. So taking cuts is a bit of an art form in itself. So this is a pot still. Pot stills, you're taking cuts. The first bit is crap. The first 100 mils, throw it in the bin. Don't drink it. It's got methanol in it. It will kill you. Then after that, you've got the heads, which tastes pretty shit, smells pretty shit. Don't really drink that. You basically put that aside. And then after, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes, it depends on what you're doing, then you'll get the hearts, which is the good stuff. And then after that, you get the tails, which is pretty crap again. So a pot still will vary the smell, the taste, the whole way through. It'll just keep changing. And a reflux still, it just strips the guts out of everything. It will take all the flavour out of whatever you're putting in and pretty much most of the smell too. So the column, which you can see up there, it's packed. I packed mine with copper. So they're basically copper scrubbers like you'd clean up pots and pans with. I throw the copper scrubbers through the middle of the pipe, this part here, and it basically in one go will distill the alcohol, giving you, 80, 90% would be pretty typical. As when the vapor, the alcohol's trying to escape up this tube and it's full of the mesh, it trickles. So it makes the vapor will only get up to here and then it falls back into the pot. And then it goes up to here and then it falls back down. So it does this recycling motion inside the still. And every time it tries to get out and can't, it's increasing purity, taking away any taste and flavours, that kind of thing. So basically in a reflux still, you're just doing one run, real quick, real simple, and I would choose a reflux still over a pot still for beginners. I started with a pot still, it was a bit messy, it took a lot longer to get anything done. So my suggestion is start with the reflux, and when you're good enough, move to a pot still. Now, I've got a couple of stills, and one of them is a pot still, and I still, after years and years and years, haven't really felt the urge to go back to the pot still. Not really very interested in it. It just takes more time. It's more of an art, and I'm not an artist with brewing. I'm a drinker. So in the end of the day, I would suggest beginners, reflux stills, don't even look at a pot still. So that's our reflux. I'll go back to the pot. There's the pot. You can see the top, it's very short. So it doesn't recycle. So you see as soon as the vapors climb up, the alcohol vapors climb up, it just comes straight out. So it's coming out. So that's the main difference. Pot still, lower purity, you have to rerun it a few times too. So you take the best bits and then you run it through again and you run it through again. And it's time consuming, messy, and I find it annoying. When on a reflux still, I can just add my own flavour with wood chips at the end. So I'll quickly show you what are wood chips. So see the barrel up here? So I have barrels. I will put my reflux still into the barrel, leave that for 6 months, maybe 9. The smaller the surface area of the barrel, the more flavour you're going to get out of it faster. And then what I actually do is once these have run out, because there is a period where, you know, you get 2 or 3 10 litres, say for this one, you'd get 30 litres out of it, and it's going to start losing its taste. So I would then throw that through a wood chipper. And as you can see, I should go back there, the barrels are like $170. Sounds expensive, but think about 3 brews going through. It's going to be the best quality piss you've ever had. And then you've got this option. You can see down here, 200 grams of American oak wood chips. These will just be barrels that they've ripped out of Jim Beam and they slice them and dice them up once they're dead. So these wood chips here, 200 grams, it's not that cheap for $7, but because they've got more surface area, that will turn into bourbon a lot faster. So instead of being in a barrel for, say, 9 months to a year, the wood chips, you're looking at maybe a month and you'll have some good colour and good flavour. So the most economical way I do it, like I said, is buy a barrel, use it 3 or 4 times. Once the flavour and the colour's not there, throw it through a wood chopper or chop it up with a chainsaw, whatever. Be careful always. And basically that's a couple of kilos of these wood chips. So buying these wood chips means that if I buy the barrel, I'm going to get free wood chips after that are going to be good for many, many more runs. So that's the most economical way to flavour bourbon, say. Most of the piss coming out of a Reflux Still is vodka. So if you like vodka, you do nothing. You just run it and drink it. Kind of letting it air for a while is not a bad idea as well, but we'll go into more of that detail in other segments. So this is just part 1. Which still would you buy? It's up to you. If you think you're an artist already, go for it. Buy a pot still, see how you go. Otherwise, I would always do a Reflux Still. It just makes more sense. Here's the Reflux again. Again, I have no affiliation with Kegland. I couldn't give a shit who they are. Just using them as an example of what a still looks like. I also do run these boilers, the Digi boilers. I really like it. These are $200 roughly. Like, that's cheap as shit for a twin element boiler with timer, regulators and everything else. But again, that's another segment. We'll run through each part. This segment was just for what's on the top of the still that matters, a rough idea of price, and if you're flavouring and whatever. So at the end of the day, Reflux Still all day long. Thanks for watching.